And for this review, we have the Master Pause Ultra MPU-01 Thrust version 2.0. This is a third-party figure, and it is basically a 2.0 Seeker modified to basically be a 2.0 Thrust. So, I don't know who this company is. I think this is the first time they've created a product, at least branded this way. The artwork is very much an homage to a lot of the official Masterpiece packaging. So the front of it, get some nice photography. On the top, you just have the logo carried over. On the side, we've got vehicle mode. On the other side, we've got a picture of robot mode. And on the back, we've got a bunch of product shots. Him with MP52. He comes with different faces. You get to see all the accessories. He does have a stand in here, and it looks like a Takara style stand, so that's interesting. And I was almost going to say this looks like a clear star screen, but it's just very washed out wherever they did the photography on this. So that's the outside of the box. Let's open it up. So on the inside, we've got the tray with pretty much most of the figure and accessories. There's a little, well, I was going to say little, but there's a big bag that has the stand and an instruction booklet, full color. That's pretty cool. Kind of done in a poster style format. And this does look like the Takara stand system, which I don't normally use these. See if I can plug this together real quick. Yeah. It plugs in pretty tight. Yeah, this is the Takara style stand. Instead of having to mess with ratcheting joints and things like that, it uses a system where it kind of pegs into a rail. So you get it to the position that you want and then just plug it in. I think I quite did this correctly. But you got to get these wedged in together really good, and then the stand will peg in properly. Plastic quality is okay. It's not brittle. It's, I don't know if this is the toughest plastic ever, but this is like retail level plastic. Okay, so that is the packaging. Let's take this all the way out. We'll look at the vehicle real quick, and then we will get into robot mode and do some comparisons. Okay, so here he is in jet mode, and he's looking pretty impressive so far. So this color scheme, I believe, is something I've seen in the show um, key art. He, I don't think he ever quite had this color scheme in any of the episodes, but um, the style guide for the show had him with these colors with the black on top and then the gray. This is going to be one thing that's going to make him not quite show accurate in that in robot mode, this was all this color, this gray color. So that's going to be a thing. But the plastic feels good. It doesn't feel cheap. The wings have a pagan system that give it, structure. The back uh, wings, ailerons, I forgot what these are called. They don't really lock in, but they also kind of stop. So you might be messing with this and get the wing to do this, but it does lock in a way because of the way it's sculpted. Like it's not going to go down any further. So there is some support there. As you see, he's got the landing gear, and this is basically MP-52 landing gear. Um, he has the MP-52 effects. And these are for the engine. I don't think you can use these for the guns. Maybe you can. If you go to put these in and can't, you need to know that you need to pull the engine out to create a hole for these to go in. But they work just like MP-52 and all of Starscream's clones. He does come with null rays and the larger uh, whatever these are, missiles, guns, whatever. And I believe you put this into short mode. Remember how to do this. Here we go. So you're going to put these into short mode, and then you can stick these in here and have this look. And these work just like MP-52. All of this is going to be just like MP-52. So there's, two double joints in there, and there's a hole on the side. And you just take it in. Whoops, I'm doing this wrong. Fold that piece out. Ooh, did I just break this? Yep, I just broke this. Well, that is not cool. But they plug in here, and I can't quite remember how this is supposed to go, but I just broke this piece, or this piece fell off. I don't know what happened. Um, Snaps on easy enough, but this is supposed to come out. So be careful. These parts are a little bit fragile. This is a third-party figure, and it is pretty inexpensive. So something to be mindful of while you're messing with it. Okay. What else? The little fans do turn. You're not really gonna, wind these up or anything, but they do turn, and the cockpit does open. There is a little seat in there. It's kind of mushed down out of the box, but you can just pull it out, bring it forward, and there is a little cockpit there. Go ahead and push it back down because we're gonna go into robot mode in a moment. And what else? Trying to remember if there's anything special about the back pieces. Yep, can't remember. But overall, vehicle mode is pretty cool. Be careful with these. And let's get him into robot mode and take a look at that. And one last thing, I don't know why these were used. I thought these were used for the missile pods. There are little slots on here, and the no rays rifles, whatever you want to call them, they have these little pegs on the side, and it just kind of pegs in. It is pretty tight going in. Um, and if you do it in this mode, there are little pegs on the outsides of these to get that to work. I think I was thinking about the original MP jets. They had this weird armature that kind of moved around and stuff. Um, so yeah, I don't know why I did that. But that's how you get the missiles on. Okay, so here he is in robot mode. And a couple quick things. So that piece that came off earlier is part of the bicep. Um, it went back on pretty easily. Technically, it's broken, but you really can't tell. And if I wanted to, I could glue it back and it'd be fine. Another weird thing is his hands are installed backwards on my copy. Like perfectly backwards. These are on a mushroom peg, so it should be pretty easy to slide these guys out. It's probably going to be really difficult to do this on camera, but um, I'll get to that. Um, there's a lot of tabbing, and out of the box, this guy is, some of the parts are stiff, and the plastic is very close to like Takara plastic, almost to a fault where I kind of felt like sometimes as I was bending some of these pieces around, I was a bit worried about stressing the plastic, snapping the plastic. So I would say be careful, like if you're pushing and it's not moving, maybe just stop and try to reset. Um, a lot of times you'll have a joint that has, basically two parts to a joint. Sometimes it's good to get the first part moved and then the second part moved. You'll generally have better luck with that. And then when all else fails, put a little heat on it, like from a heat gun or something, or some warm water, and that should help loosen it up a little bit more. Um, so he also came with the angry face. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because I'm going to put a different face on him. It comes off pretty easily. It's got a little notch in there. So he's got kind of that open mouth face. He's got kind of a smirk. And then he's got maybe a serious face. The smirk and the serious face look very similar. Yeah, there's definitely a smirk on that one. It is like the clearance is like really, really tight. So it may take a little bit of work, but there you go. Like Starscream, he's a bit leggy, but then a lot of a lot of Transformers are leggy. I don't. That's just kind of like the style, especially with G1. Like they got these really long, accentuated legs, and then like these short torsos. Um, but that's part of the look of these guys. So you can go ahead and put the blasters on. Um, I don't know what thrusts blasters are called, but we'll just call them blasters. And let's get this guy transformed again. Um, it does have the same gimmick as the other MP52 stuff where you can leave it short and pull this back piece out and form a pistol with it. It's really hard to get up in there. But you can pull that back piece out and form a pistol. But we'll get the blasters on his arm. So, like, there's a question as to whether this is a like a stolen mold because this part is very Takara like. um, it's it's got a lot of elements that kind of mirror the way things hinge and tab in on the upper area. Um, I think if they could have done anything a little bit better would be to have these come down a little bit more because as far as the cartoon look, they're always pretty low. Um, oh, we didn't talk about this, but it comes with the adapter, just like the other MP52 Seekers. Um, and again with the tabbing, there's some other areas where you're kind of messing with it, and you go to put things in, and it just kind of feels like snap, like it makes a noise. Nothing broke on it um, from transforming it properly, but just something to be careful with. I also had a really hard time pushing the head in because this section is kind of out and you got to mush it in, and there's just not a lot of clearance. So it took a little bit of effort to get the head to close up. Like people noticed in uh, the photography that was put out before the figure was released, um, this area here is not painted. So basically, this entire clear piece is clear. And technically, if you're trying to match it up to the MP52 stuff, this area is painted, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't really distract from the figure at all. I think it's fine. Um, I like the colors. I mean, it is more or less MP52, so you know what you're getting with it. It would have been better if this area could have been actually this and this could have been a little bit different because this is not quite um, the design for the cone heads. They've got like these extra little square areas here, and then the hips are a bit more square-like and not smooth. But it's something. It's a good idea that they came up with. Again, is it a leak? Because I mean, who knows? So with that said, let's compare this guy with what we have to date for the official. And there's some noticeable differences. This is the older Seeker mode, so you've got that sort of thing going against it. Um, One thing that's interesting is, the hip area is a bit more true to what a cone head would look like. So that's interesting. But this guy is very wobbly. Um, Pretty much all of the samples of this guy were wobbly, and it's mostly because there is a pin on the inside that isn't pushed down all the way. You can go through some effort to fix that, but you also risk breaking this and damaging it. So, you know, kind of do it at your own risk. Um, I think the colors are a bit better. This is more maroon, and this is closer to like a red color. It's not red, but it's not quite this maroon either. And I think this is probably the more accurate color. You see the wings are bigger, which is a bit problematic because, when he's in robot mode, you technically want these wings to shrink, which um, you're going to be limited because this is a real living object and not, animation. So those are two things to note with him. But because he's using an MP52 mode, he is very sturdy, and this guy is floppy, and even him just standing here, like I kind of worry about him tipping over because of the weird foot design for this mold. Okay, so now let's look at Maki toys, and oh wow, his finger just popped off. Um, that's on a ball joint. I don't think it's broken. And where did that pop? Oh, that's the thumb. Okay, I'll put that back on in a moment. Um, this guy is very much closer to. I mean, he's kind of weird. He's got this look of the toy. He's got the high wings, but he's got these big giant knee pads, which are, I guess, that's closer to the toy too. Um, this mold is okay. I mean, it's got this weird thing with the waist. Like if you go to pose him, is there's a good chance the waist is going to start, unhinging. It doesn't lock, and that's kind of a problem. But this is a nice toy version of Thrust. Um, you will notice that they are, you know, the Maki Toys is bigger. Um, Not by much, but it is bigger. Maybe by like half an inch. He is going to appear quite a bit bigger because the shoulders sit up higher. So you notice the top of the shoulder is above the kind of neckline, and on this one, the shoulders are right at the neckline. So that kind of creates the illusion that he's taller than he is. Um, but just to show that off, this is a good figure if you want the toy look. And then keeping it with official stuff, here he is with Skywarp, and they scale pretty well. Um, I do think the overall head kind of translates as small, but the face area is pretty close to the same size. But you got this thinner area here, this wider area here, so it kind of makes the Starscream mold look like the head is larger. It's a bit of an illusion, but you know, you got that. But let's see. These intakes are a little kind of pointed up and out, so this might look like this is taller, but it's not. The shoulders are same height. Everything kind of lines up here. Um, I don't think I transformed. Oh, never mind. This is just completely different. But as you can see, they pretty much line up, like especially looking at these pieces. So I think this guy is a good stand-in. Um, the joints are pretty tight. Um, the movement is good. Maybe even better. Like I noticed the knees have really nice ratchets, and on the MP52 stuff, I always had a bit of a problem getting these to stand well, and I kind of put them in these, kind of action poses to kind of spread the feet out. And I'm not really having a problem with this guy. I don't know if it's just because he's new and fresh out the box or what, but the joints do feel stiffer and not in a bad way. So I kind of like that. But, again, the question is, are we going to get new official ones? Is this technically an official one that is some kind of mold theft or something or factory special? I don't know. But I think it's cool. I definitely think it's better than the last official release. And supposedly these guys are going to do two more figures. So we'll see. Definitely not perfect, but not bad. And for the price, for like, roughly around $80-$90, you can't go wrong. It's not a $300 figure. It's not a $200 figure. Less than $100, and maybe this is the perfect, um, or close to perfect cone head for you. So that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please tune into more videos coming up. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're gonna get this guy, if you don't like this guy, just let me know what you think. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.